Are superhero films getting too expensive? That's what we have to ask. This news is coming from comicbookmovie.com. If you're familiar with the 4KO, you would know that this is my preferred site to get my news from. So shout out to them for continuing to bring the noise. It is titled, Deadpool and Wolverine's Shocking Budget Has Been Revealed, putting into question film's profitability. Now, I'm not going to give you the whole article. I am just going to give you what I need from it. Right down here. Forbes released a report on the film's financials, aided by information provided by outlets The Standard and That Park Place, revealing Deadpool and Wolverine's shockingly high budget. Initially, it was thought that the threequel had cost within Marvel's typical production range of $200 to $250 million. That was apparently not the case. Per Forbes, the United Kingdom refunds up to 25% of a movie's budget, as long as at least 10% of its production is spent in the UK, as explained by The Standard. To receive this benefit, studios are required to submit detailed financial information about the project to the government, which means they cannot lie. The budget filings submitted revealed that by October the 31st, 2024, I believe he meant 2023. Deadpool and Wolverine had accumulated a massive budget of 418 million euros, approximately $533 million US, not accounting for marketing expenses. That number makes it one of the top 10 most expensive films in the history of Hollywood. In the filings, it's noted that the project's, quote, final cost exceeded the production budget, unquote, having fulfilled a production requirement, with shooting taking place mostly at Pinewood Studios, and having submitted its filings, Marvel Studios received $82 million in euros in tax breaks from the country, which roughly translates to $104 million. Subtracting that amount from the original $533 million production budget, the film had a net cost of $336 million in euros, roughly equivalent to $429 million in US money. You spent how much? Now let me get in this kitchen and cook. If you have been following the 4KO for the last year and a half, you would know that I absolutely love Deadpool and Wolverine, especially since the film brought back Wesley Snipes. That intro scene, the blade, it was electrifying, man. It was excitement. It was unexpected. We all loved it. Great time at the movie theaters, straight up. However, I do not feel that it was worth $429 million. Do you understand that they can make 3 movies out of that? Especially when you consider they needed a tax break of $104 million. All right. That is a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. The spending on these superhero films are beginning to get out of hand. Think about it like this. We had that tax record for Superman, last year, that said that Superman's budget was $365 million or so. I absolutely believe that now. Why? Because they have every reason to lie to you. Think about it like this. We were told that the film's budget was $220 to $250 million. I am talking about Deadpool and Wolverine here. For the last year and a half, and here it is. We get new information that Marvel Studios and Disney has straight up lied to us. Is that fair? I mean, you want our money, but you won't be transparent. I remember the days where film studios will outright tell you the truth. Hey, we lost money. All right, hey, we broke even. Or we made money. And so on and so forth. These nowadays, they refuse to take their L. Don't get me wrong. Deadpool and Wolverine isn't a massive loss. I mean, the film earned $636 million domestically and $700 million overseas. It's not a big loss, but it's a win only at face value. Think about it like this. Half of that domestic haul will get a film $318 million, and you only get 40% of the overseas market. So let's say about another $200 million. Okay, 250. So let's go with the film brought back in 500, and let's just say $30 million. Let's just go right there, right? But you have not taken in consideration marketing. Okay, and please don't hold me to that math. I'm just coming off the top of my head with it. I didn't do calculations. I'm just talking shit right now, okay? I am not trying to be perfect with that math. I'm just giving you a scenario. I'm just giving you an example, all right? We still have marketing to consider here, ladies and gentlemen. And a film as big as Deadpool and Wolverine, I guaranteed you that marketing campaign was every bit of $150 million. Okay, so here it is. You're looking at a cost about $700 million on a movie? Are superhero films getting too expensive? That's what we have to ask, because this is insane. I never thought that I would be seeing a report telling me that Deadpool and Wolverine cost over $500 million to make, and it needed a rebate from that of the United Kingdom in order to get a tax break of $100 million. Even watching the movie, I don't feel that much money spent is being justified. Okay, love the film, but come on here, man. And not to mention, I'm willing to acknowledge that the story of the movie was not all that good. Okay, I love it for the nostalgia. I love it for the action. I love it for the cinematography. Okay, but I don't love it for its story. All right, I'm going to keep it real with you. I ain't going to fake it and say, man, it's the greatest thing of all time. No, I gave the movie a 10 because I absolutely enjoyed it. All right, it's nothing like that of 2001, A Space Odyssey. Hell to the no. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like Lord of the Rings. All right, none of these superhero films are anything like Lord of the Rings, except for that of the Snyderverse. But as you know, that is a video for another day. But this is too much money. It's a big risk when you spend that much change. Think about it like this. What if Deadpool and Wolverine didn't make $1 billion? What if it only made $750 million? All right, now you had a big loss. And right now, as the article implied, we do have to take in consideration the film's profitability. We do. If that number is true. Marvel Studios is not going to tell us. Nobody is going to tell us. See, it takes independent media like myself to get the truth out to all of you, right? Marvel Studios and Disney, they may be mad that we're talking about this right now, but guess what? The conversation needs to be had. All right? This is too much money. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Ryan Reynolds, but I understand now why Kevin Feige didn't want to do Deadpool 3, or should I say Deadpool and Wolverine. He wanted to do Deadpool 3, but not Deadpool and Wolverine. A lot of people need to understand there are two different projects. Deadpool and Wolverine is a start of a new franchise within a franchise. All right. We're still going to be getting a Deadpool 3 somewhere down the line. Now it makes sense why Kevin Feige wanted Deadpool 3 and not Deadpool and Wolverine, because all of those characters may have cost them too much money. Straight up. As I told you before, when someone says, hey, we spent $225 million on this film and the movie has like 5 to 7 different characters that needs VFX, you best believe that they are lying. They're not telling you the truth. All right. It costs money. All right. Inflation is going up. The technology is getting better, but hey, they're putting more things into these films. All right. Technology has caught up, but they're beginning to leave it behind with all of the nonsense that they bring to the table regarding their projects. All right. Yeah, it's good. It's good. But is it good enough to keep up with a goddamn dog running around all goddamn day? Is it good enough to keep up with mutant monkeys? No. You need to focus on what's going to make it quality. All right. Quality. Spending this much money is ridiculous. That's how I feel. I do not understand why superhero films has to cost this much money. I watched the Hellboy reboot, and I know you guys may say, man, that movie sucked. However, they did all of that with a $50 million budget. Think about that for a second. All those practical effects, all that CGI, all those monsters, those giants, all of that was done on a $50 million budget. So with that being said, there's no reason that any studio should spend this amount or willing to spend this amount on one goddamn movie. There's a reason why they're not making money these nowadays, and it's because they're spending too much of it. Make sure you hype, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you like. And always remember, let the love on Tom Roulette. That means let the good times roll. But in the comments below, let me know, how do you feel about Deadpool and Wolverine true budget being revealed? Do you believe Disney or do you believe Forbes? Let me know in the comments below.